This episode was made possible by Kové Motorcycles South Africa, Off-Road Cycles, Insta360, Leatt, and turkanagear.com.
Here we are, checking the view.
Loftus Versveld.
Union Buildings, where we started our first episode.
Yeah. We're in the city, but it's a Friday. I don't want to be in the city, man. It's a nice viewpoint. I don't want to be here.
We took off work. Lots have changed. I've got a new
You
bike.
a new bike?
I've got a new bike.
Yeah!
You've also got something new.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
okay, well, leave Machana alone, Machana.
Where we going?
Somewhere we haven't been. What, did you plan something?
And something.
Whoa.
Just follow me
Okay.
for a change.
Serious?
It's been a while since our last ride, but here we are leaving our hometown of Pritoria on a cool, windy Friday morning, heading for a destination that we haven't fully explored yet, the NorthWest province. And I'm on a bike that I haven't ridden yet, the Kové 800 X Pro, with compliments from Kové South Africa. And straight off the bat, I challenge Fani's Yamaha T7 to a race. Well, I suppose I could have guessed that the Kové's extra 17 kilowatts and 12 newton meters of torque would be a little faster than the Yamaha T7. And according to official stats, it's also 20 kilograms lighter. But half an hour into the ride, I realized that I've become soft. The Kové's somewhat stiff throttle action takes its toll on my city slicker forearms, spoiled by the luxury of other ride-by-wire models. This morning, we plan on riding through Hakpoort and then hit some gravel just north of the town of Magaliesburg all the way to the hamlet of Boons. From there, we'll race along the R509 to our lunch stop in the town of Derby. It's the first stretch of dust for the Kové, so I decide to take it slow and tune into the feedback that the bike's giving me on the gravel. It's the start of winter in the northwest, and the usual lush green savannas are already bleaching away in the harsh, icy, dry wind. The hamlet of Boons appears just as we get into the red dust swing of things. From here, we hightail it on the tar road to the town of Derby, where we're sure to find something for lunch.
In the town of
Derby?
Derby.
Derby.
Yeah.
Derby.
There's a rock.
And then behind me is Pannekoek.
There's Pannekoek and coffee shop and Jaffles. That's a hard place.
So now, is it the rock or is it the hard place? So we're going to have I've got a plan. Pannekoek
And Jaffles first.
and then the rock.
And then Brandewyn special.
Yes.
Okay, cool. What's that? Jaffel. And?
Jaffel and Pannekoek.
Jaffel, Pannekoek and Brandewyn. The unholy trinity.
We brought the rock to the hot place.
Funny, how's that?
So hier is nou officiële
The
franchise,
bar,
né?
the bar owner. The owner of the bar just put the sticker up. Dankie hoor. Ja, maar gegoogel.
Bye julle.
Bye-bye.
Lekker dag. Cheers julle eens. Bye-bye.
Right. After a very successful lunch stop. Oh, sleutels. Amper ryk sonder my sleutels.
We happen to catch up on two road riders, and I have no other option but to kick out the Kové's pillion footpegs and challenge them to a friendly race into the town of Koster. Our finish line in Koster turns out to be the perfect example of a picturesque northwestern town, serviced and beautifully maintained to the typical stringent standards that most of these rural towns have now become used to. The road out of town is also in a lovely condition, and this is why we ride adventure bikes in southern Africa. Just aim for the smaller potholes and speed up. It's a welcome relief to hit the dirt again. At least here, you expect ruts, rocks, and holes. This afternoon section that started in the town of Derby will take us to a local attraction before ending in the quaint town of Groot Marico.
The eye of Mariku. Not the brown eye, This is a blue eye. So apparently people dive here. Let's go and have a look. No children, Maxine. The nice thing is, we're all on our own. There's no one here but us. Funny, are we going to do skinny dipping?
No,
Ah, you're such a shy boy.
no, it's just a mission to put on the clothes.
How clean is this? How clean is this? I mean, apart from the tire at the bottom, it's a very clean swim. Apparently they dive in the center, the koi. A carp. A carp is koi. Rather koi is carp. And that is how you wash your Insta 360. Check the hole. It's blue, 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 deep as hell. If I drop the stick, we are never ever going to find this thing. We're on the edge of the hole.
The Eye of Mariku is a large dolomitic sinkhole. The crystal clear water and depth of the hole makes it a spectacular venue for inland scuba diving. From here, the water flows into the Mariku River, forming South Africa's border with Botswana, and then joins the Crocodile River to become the mighty Limpopo, running between South Africa and Zimbabwe. Late afternoon, and time to hit the last lovely gravel stretch of the day, following the river from the Highveld down into the Mariku Bushveld. We stop at the Tourist Info Centre and meet Santa, the local fundi on all things Mariku.
Nie die enigste ene nie.
Dit lekker interessant.
Van die masak.
Wat gaan hier aan?
Mampoertjie.
What's happening here?
'n Mampoer.
Santa treats us to a tasting of the Mariku's most famous produce, home-stilled mampur, and educates us on what makes the Mariku so special.
Daar waar julle nou by die oog was, is die laaste rivier in die hele Gauteng en in die hele Noordwes wat nog 'n AB status het. Dit beteken 'n virgin status, dat ons die water net so uit die rivier uitdrink.
Want hy loop nie deur 'n dorp of 'n plakkerskamp of 'n nywerheidsindustrie.
En natuurlik beklei ons baie teen hierdie mynaansoeke en prospekteeraansoeke, omdat ons so ryk is in minerale. moet ons net die hele
Keer
tyd
die
beklei. Daar's op die oomblik omtrent tussen 8 en 10 aansoeke weer van mense wat wil kom myn of prospekteer hier in die Mariku. En ons beklei, want ons voel ons is rentmeesters van hierdie plek. Ons voel ons moet dit oppas. En vir spesifiek ons rivier en ons bome. En as jy eers een keer 'n rivier besoedel het, soos jy daar in Gauteng sien,
Dan is dit
want jy suurwater, dis klaar, dis verby.
Alles wat lewe is dood.
En dan kom mense natuurlik Mariku toe vir Bosman. Want die skrywer Herman Charles Bosman het meer as, ek dink iets soos 160 kortverhale geskryf oor die mense van die Mariku. Hier kom mense van oral oor in die wêreld, dan sê hulle wil net kom kyk of daar so plekkies soos Groot Marico bestaan, want hulle lees
Want
van
hulle het
Groot
gelees.
Marico. Hulle dink is 'n fiktiewe plek.
Ja, dit is al soveel tale vertaal al, nee.
Verstaan jy?
So die al die wêreld vol.
En dan natuurlik, die ding waarvoor mense kom, is vir die mampoer. Want mampoer is gelyk aan Groot Marico, want in die ou tyd, wat gaan jy nou doen? Sit jouself terug 100 jaar gelede. Jy's nou lus vir 'n ou doppietjie, maar die naaste drankwinkel as daar was, is Pritoria se kant toe. Nou sit jy op jou plaas, so wat doen jy? Jy en die vrou onderhandel. Sy sit die helfte van die vye in haar botteltjie wat sy inlê, en dan sit jy die ander helfte van die vye in jou botteltjie wat jy inlê. So omtrent agter elke kraalmuur destyds, praat nou van 100 jaar terug, was daar 'n mampoerketel en almal het maar gestook en hulle het hulle planne gehad, hulle het hulle netwerke gehad, hoe om te laat weet as die tax collector kom. Julle moet daai hilarious stories lees van Bosman, waar hy praat van as die tax collector kom, hoe vinnig moet jy van jou mampoer ontslaa raak. En ek sal nie vooruit gaan nie. Maar hier was 'n hoofman met die naam van Mampuru. En die boere hier rond het met hom, jy weet, hierdie handel gedryf, dit vir dat en dit vir dat. Nou as hulle op pad is na hoofman Mampuru toe, en hulle het nou hierdie voggies gemaak, dan sal hulle nou alles regsit, en dan sal hulle sê, en hierdie is vir Mampuru. En so het dit toe nou Mampoer geword. Ek kan nie weet of die waarheid is nie, maar
Dit klink vir my 100% waar.
Dis 'n lekker storie.
Is 100% waar.
Ons kan ook konnisseurs wees. So ek het nou 'n manier uitgevind hoe jy regtig dit kan proe. Jy down hom en dan sonder om asem te haal, drink jy jou slukkie water agterna. Piet Rympies het sy jare hier in Mariku gebly en hy het vir ons hierdie gedig gelos. En ek dink tog, as ek dit nou vir julle lees, dan gaan julle weet waarvoor julle nou verder in is. Dit laat swak harte klop. Dit maak vaal vroutjies vry. Dit vreet maagwurms op. En dit laat die wors beter braai. Dit herstel die ozon en dit olie jou gers. Dit brand jou uitlaatpyp skoon. En dit sit pit in jou kers. Al wat vas is raak los en al wat los is raak vas. Tot jou standsteen word bros. Waar jy spoeg, vrek die gras. Dit maak sterk manne swak. Dit gee klein ouetjies brul. Dit maak kwaai pere mak. En dit laat ou merries vul. Dit het krag, dit het skop, dit het vonk, dit het vuur. Dis meer as net 'n dop. Dis Mariku kultuur. Dis die gees van die vrug wat jou grondveste roer. Dis beroemd, dis berig, dis Mariku Mampoer. Met 'n pynappel, wag ons hou daai een vir die skoon mampoer, dan gee ek vir julle hierdie een vir die liedjie. Hierdie is met 'n pynappel stroopie gemaak.
Hou jy van pynappel?
Hierdie hoef jy nie net af te sluk nie, jy kan basies net skommel hom as 'n bietjie.
Proe netjies van.
My goodness.
Pina colada.
I want one.
Want one.
As hy slaap.
Dis baie aangenaam. Dis net baie soet.
En dan gaan ons die karamel liqueur.
'n Turks vy.
Mampoer, het julle al ooit Turks vy mampoer gedoen?
Nee, al Turks vy. Ek weet ken ons, maar Turks vy maar poer ken.
With the formalities out of the way, the tasting started.
Dis die doringkies wat jy steek.
Dis my doringkies hier steek.
gaan nog 6
Nee, ons
gaan
moet nie
haal.
meer as dit, anders gaan ons
Ons
vanaand
moet nog 'n bietjie moeilikheid maak van ons moet nie die moeilikheid eers.
Ja, ons moet eers maak.
Cheers.
Ja, sê julle.
We went browsing through Santa's curio shop, filled with local produce and crafts.
I don't know if I can sit net as jy 'n breek kan betaal jy.
Groot en doena.
King Mampuru.
Mampoer.
Check. Tank bag. How do you attach it? But it's very nice. What a night. Groot Marico was groot. It's 7 and Pierre's still sleeping, so I think I'm gonna go make some coffee and then wake him up. Here's the first sign that it was a successful evening. Rising and shining. Good morning, Mr. Alex. My beautiful eyes. Hey bro.
Hey bro.
It's time to wake up, man. It's after 7 o'clock in the morning and we are riding bike. Why are you still sleeping?
Yes, why do we have such a deep, meaningful conversation last night?
But I thought I'd let you sleep in a little bit. Because normally in the mornings you get up very early, right?
You're so kind. Don't believe anything that they say about you. Those things are all lies. Everything I've said about you the entire weekend so far, it's a lie. Kickstart by China first. That thing needs to wake up a bit. Sounds like someone's rattling a dish full of knives and forks. Just make a little fire underneath the engine block. Just to heat it up. So the wheel starts mixing.
But first, a bit of breakfast before we brave the cool morning air.
Cheers. Shots. Apricot. 'n teken van beskawing as mense HP sauce. Weet jy? Sign of civilization. HP sauce. I have a bit of a dilemma because I'm using these bags that Off-Road Cycles kindly gave me. I totally forgot to bring a bag for my clothes, so I have to take out an undie, old socks. How are you going to put your socks and underwear back into your bags? I have to carry item by item from here to my room, all the way through the guest house. Oh, and I forgot my shoes. Last night there was a social gathering in town, and yes, that's the way we go out, gents, in our boots.
I had a conundrum because I don't know, have you seen how beautiful this bike is?
Is it because of the luggage?
No. Have you seen how beautiful this bike is?
Yes.
Okay. So I didn't want to put scaffolding on it, you know, like stuff. I had to find a solution
Yeah,
for luggage because if you don't have scaffolding, then what do you do?
exactly.
So I got myself a set of the Stakana Mad Mules rackless system, 10-liter bags. Okay. So I've got everything that I need on this side, and then one thing that I have that you don't have is just a small little duffel bag.
That's
that
unnecessary.
I can take off and carry my stuff into the guest house.
That's unnecessary.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
These systems were designed by very clever people that obviously ride bike. The best comparison that I can give you
Yeah.
is that it works like an apple. an Apple.
Yeah, you
an
see, but
iPhone.
now you lost me because
An
I'm
iPhone.
anti-Apple.
So iPhone works, whatever you think it should do, it does. And the same with this. Whatever you think it should do and work, and wow, that's how it works.
Apple. I've got the Android version. That's the Android version. And that is the Apple version. I'm still an Android guy.
This morning, Santa is meeting us at the town's museum site, where we are going to learn more about the Bushveld pioneers, the local tribes, and a schoolmaster in bygone days that etched Mariku's name into world literature.
So the local NGO congregation of Groot Marico, where we are, and right next to it, the museum to the writer, Herman Charles Bosman, which was by most specialist reports rather bohemian. So my grandmother's told stories where she, as a 16-year-old, married my grandfather, and they lived in the Bushveld, in Marken, north of the Waterberg. And they also built a hartbeeshuisie like this, very similar. And she tells the stories of opening the front and the rear doors. There was a rear door and a front door to the house to keep the blue wildebeest from stampeding over the house. So she opened the front door to allow them to just take pressure off the walls and run through out the back. 16 years old in the Bushveld. Amazing times. That's 100 years ago.
Rakkie wat al oor die 100 jaar oud is, wat typies handgemaak is. Mens het die hele storie gekry. En dan die tafels met die stoele wat se pootjies 'n bietjie korter gesny is, want die ouma wat hom moes gebruik het, wat haar stel was kort.
Was
En toe
kort.
daar man nou net gegaan
Sny
en
die
hy het
pootjies
afgesny. Hier word die water warm gemaak, hier word die warm water gebruik om kos te maak. Hier word die koffie gemaak, hier word die kinders se warm water gemaak om gebad te word hier. So hierdie is regtig die hart of die lewe.
Die hart.
Die
amper.
hart.
Die hart van die huis.
Dit is heeltemal reg. Ja.
Standaard.
Standaard
Hy het
wakers.
so gekom, saam met waar?
Hierdie het ouma het ons altyd vir ouma gehelp. Hierdie bulsak moet weer elke jaar moet hy weer uitmekaar uitgemaak word, nuwe vere kry as daar te min is. En dan natuurlik die klapperhaar matras wat van gras klapperhaar gemaak is. Hierdie is om vir mense te wys, so het ons ou mense gelewe. En ons ou mense het nog 'n manier om dit te kan
Die
onthou.
Bosveld pioniers. Dis so lekker om prakties te sien. Hè?
Ja, die Transvaalse Onderwysdepartement in daai tyd het gesê, hier is die plan van die skooltjie, gaan boue met wat jy het in die omgewing. So niks van die materiale wat jy daar in die skooltjie sien, kom uit Builders Warehouse.
Ja.
Die mis
Ja.
het olie in. En dis die olie wat maklik vas.
Ja, en vandaar natuurlik die feit dat 'n mens mis en klei gebruik om bakstene te maak.
Jy het geen sement gebruik nie, het jy jou klei gebruik.
It's here, in Mariku, teaching and staying in a school building exactly like this, where Herman Charles Bosman wrote some of his most famous short stories.
En dan is jy hoofsaaklik klaar met jou skoolloopbaan.
Al die skoolgebouetjies het van die Vrystaat af tot in Transvaal dieselfde vloerplan gehad.
Selfe vloerplan. En dan natuurlik, dis waar die onderwyser gebly het.
When I was a very, very young actor, I had the honor of meeting Patrick Maynard many years ago. Patrick Maynard was one of the most iconic actors in South Africa, if not the iconic actor. And what he did is he took all Herman Charles Bosman's short stories and poems and he combined them into performances. And he traveled the entire country, the length and breadth of South Africa, and performed. I think there's a sip of Chiripigo, a poster of one of the shows he had. Performed Herman Charles Bosman's short stories. He was probably one of the most amazing actors in the country, and I had the opportunity when I was very young to meet him. Quite a man.
Die boek wat hy geskryf het oor sy tyd in die troon.
Weet niet of ja. Dis rof daai. How cool is that? And Patrick is buried right next to Herman Charles Bosman. Bosman actually kept the grave next to him for his wife, but she remarried for his third wife. She remarried eventually, so the grave was open, not open, but it was available, grave site. And then when Patrick got buried right next to Herman Charles Bosman. The Tswana people, and it's traditional to have a place of meeting place, where the leaders or leading figures of the tribe, mostly men then, would come together. They call it a lekgotla. We still have it today in South Africa. The government has a lekgotla, and they call everyone together. But it comes from something like this. Usually a round area built up or under a tree or against a cliffside, a special designated area for lekgotla. This Sefalana, you still find a lot of them, especially if you drive through Zambia. Zambia still has a lot of subsistence farmers as well, with these kind of storage places. You have one chance in the year to get maize, and then you store it here to last you the entire year. I know in the rest of Africa there are huge issues with elephant attacking stuff like this and just pillaging them. And then, if you're in the middle of nowhere in Africa and that is all the grain you have for a year, there's a bit of a problem. But this was what the Tswana people done. They did this centuries ago.
The museum plot has many other interesting historical tidbits, like these rhino and elephant scratching stones that had to make way for the construction of the nearby highway.
Dit was deel van die garage. Okay.
Wat ek wel agterkom is hierdie ding is so, as ek omdraai en druk ek my boot in die ketting af.
Raar.
Maar jou boot kom nie teen jou ketting nie, maar my boot kom teen die ketting. Sien, is laer as as joune.
After our tour of Groot Marico's cultural and natural treasures, we head north on the road following the river to the Mariku Dam. Today, we're aiming for a wildlife reserve a couple of 100 kilometers away, along varied tracks and roads in the tribal areas surrounding the internationally known Sun City Resort. I get the feeling that today might be the day I bond with a Chinese machine under me. Yes, I know, it sounds like madness. But if you're an experienced adventure rider that's seen a lot of the off-the-beaten-track roads of Africa on your trusty steed, you'll probably forgive my confession that I've started off somewhat skeptical on day one of this trip. I'm sure you'll understand where I'm coming from. If your travels, or sometimes even your life, depends on the durability and mechanical quality of your motorcycle getting you back to civilization, then you're also worried about the rumors you've heard that Chinese engineering can't be trusted. Well, the more I ride this machine, the more I'm convinced that it really is the real deal. Really. There are oddities, yes, and new design lines or executions that doesn't follow the mainstream approach, but it's functional, more than most. It's easier to use, more than I expected. And my trust in this machine is growing more and more by the kilometer.
One of the cool things about this trip that is quite different to our normal Footpeg Diaries trips is that it's just the two of us, Pierre.
Just the two of us.
And we don't have 500 to 700 kilometers a day to do.
That helps a lot, né?
Like we normally do.
Yeah.
We went past this dam, the Groot Marico Dam, and we saw a little tweespoor paadjie, turned around, came back, stopped here. What a beautiful, beautiful place, right at the dam wall.
Good. Hold on, I'll pull you. So. Right, how much? What do you say? Okay.
The morning's route and the style of adventure riding that it provided was truly rewarding. Lots of little bumps and kickers and angles that could even be enjoyed at slower speeds. Even a little bit of sand, giving me the chance to try and unsettle the bike in the deeper tracks. But it easily held its nerve and its line. But then again, I guess handling like this is probably to be expected by any sub 200 kilogram bike. And just like that, a very curious thought crosses my mind. Could it be that lighter, more basic adventure bikes are more fun and more able? Are those huge horsepower behemoths that most of us prefer choking the enjoyment out of us when we're doing tricky gravel track riding? It can't be. It's madness. Surely. Isn't it? Oh well. Time to forget of all those big pressing existential questions and indulge in some uncomplicated local entertainment.
Yoko. Dis 'n Yoko sign, John. Hulle vat Yoko. Etra. Medra. How's it? Sure. You take Yoko. You go cash. You take your call. Card machine.
You want to swipe?
Yeah, can we swipe?
Yes.
Let me bring my father. It's a Saturday. It is late morning. It's the least we can do. Roadhouse, drive-through stop. This is your usual drive-through window.
Apparently there's a wedding on in town, so everyone is there. So the venue is somewhat quiet, which is cool. We entertain ourselves.
For the win. The coldest Zamalek in town.
Decided to start a new franchise. This is the Comrade Inn at Muntsana. The pool table is actually rather true. It runs straight. The Comrade Inn at Muntsana. Look at it. Find it on your GPS. Come to Muntsana, right next to the main road. Okay. Clifford is the owner of the Comrade Inn. I will let him win because he's the owner.
Ons gaan terug to Torre.
From Pritoria with this Yamaha.
Ja.
Really? And my race.
Man. Check it.
Just out of town, and it's time for a quick comfort break.
Die dag toe, ek dink daai dag toe by Breednek oprei die laaste keer.
Ja.
Maar ek stop langs Breednek en ek trek daai lang glove uit. En ek gooi die glove sommer so op my skouer. Ek sit hom op my linker skouer neer, hè. Jy kan nou nie jou sien, né? Trek. Jy kan nie, né? So nou ek lekker. Right.
Klag. Ek voel op my skouer. Waar's my glove? Toe het ek geval presies daar waar. Toe tik daai glove. Pop sop. Nou, my hele blaas is in my glove. Van dit binne-in, van dit buite op. Dis soos om 'n warm waslap aan te trek. Dis ek vir myself, weet jy wat? Niemand het gesien hoe ek in my eie glove. Nee. So wat is nou die verskil?
Hey.
Gaan ek kom nou hier 'n scene daarvan maak en hom agter op my fiets vasmaak en om met seep vas. Nee, trek die ding aan. Hy gaan droog waai nou. Yes, het ek lekker gery daai dag. Ek het daai middag nog worsrolletjies geëet en ek het nie eens daai glove uitgewas nie. Ek het nie eens my hande gewas nie. Glove uitgetrek, lekker worsrolletjies geëet.
Join us again for our next episode when we go on a game drive, challenge each other to a proper drag race, and see one of the youngest meteorite craters on the planet.